kings and queens, welcome back to Elevating Africans. If you are new, please subscribe and of course like this video. And so today we are with somebody amazing, someone we've actually been waiting to have. We are here today with Malaz Dewanyang. Malaz, the reason we have her here today is because she is one of those, even though she's very young, she's such an inspiration to a lot of people, not just the South Sudanese community within Australia, but African community and even Australia as a whole. And so she is a law graduate and she's already working within her field, which is amazing. So today we're just going to hear more from her and just like you guys hear her story because yeah. Welcome, Malaz. And
we are delighted to have you.
I'm so excited to be here, and what a very heartwarming, warm welcome catch. Congratulations to you both. Such an awesome platform, and I'm so happy to participate and have this discussion and reflect on the journey. So thank you.
Who is Malaz Dewanyang, and what do you do? When did you come to Australia? Just those types of things.
Okay. Oh gosh, who I am. Such a loaded question. I'm still discovering that day by day. But yes, my name is Malaz. I am South Sudanese from the Shilluk tribe, and I arrived in Australia in 2003 with both my parents, my entire family, and I've been here for such a long time. And yeah, so I'm a law graduate, as Ketch mentioned. I'm currently working in the legal profession as a new lawyer with legal aid, predominantly working in crime, which I love. And it's been such a challenging, exciting journey. I've been practicing for a year now, and it's honestly, time flies when you're at uni, but as soon as you start working, like you don't even realize it. I feel like I started working yesterday. That's how fast-paced and eventful it is, but I love it every day. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And here with both my parents and my siblings. We grew up in Melbourne. Haven't had the luxury to live in any other state, but now I can call Melbourne home. Yeah, that's just a little bit about my upbringing.
That's great. It's lovely to have people who have transitioned from their home country into a whole new, new environment and be able to like integrate without having, I would say, I don't know, having parents and having your parents and your siblings makes a whole difference, compared to when you're moving all alone into a new environment. So it's great. It's a great thing. Yeah.
100%. And having that support and being able to lean on your immediate family members does go a mile. I did neglect that when I was a teenager, but I guess that's normal. Every person does that. But now thinking back, I'm like, wow, I'm closer to my parents more than ever, but they've been very supportive through the journey. And yeah, it goes a long way.
That's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how sometimes we can take things for granted. But it's good to come to a realization, and that's one of the greatest achievements you can achieve in life. Coming to a realization.
Well, I think as you get older, you start to actually see why your parents would have given you these advice, and I think you just come to understand them more than you did in your teens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
ultimately they're on your team. 100%.
What are some of the challenges you had during your studies, and how did you overcome them?
Oh God, my challenges. There's reflecting back. Uni was a challenge, and actually no, just choosing the pathways that I chose was a challenge because it wasn't a straightforward pathway. From high school, although I was interested in law, I didn't believe that I had the mental capacity to study law. I'm a very active person. I'm a very social person as well. And so I thought the pathway I would be best suited for my personality would be, working with people, hospitality and marketing. So I pursued a pathway in that field. One semester into it, honestly, it was only just one semester where I was like, oh my God, this is not for me. And I was like, I need to study something that's more broad, because at this stage, I don't know if something specific right now is going to be well suited, or am I setting myself up for failure down the track? So I transferred to commerce, and I did a year in commerce. And then it was then when I was in business law, I was a nerd in that subject. I did the homework. I never really did the homework. I studied, I participated in class, and I got really great marks. And I was like, okay, if this is actually a subject in law, in a law degree, then I guess the rest wouldn't be hard. It's all about the work you put in. And then eventually I transferred from commerce to law. And I guess my main challenge during my law degree is the doubt I had in myself. And that's something I carried from high school. Within that, because if I believed in myself from the beginning, I would have straight away went into a Bachelor of Laws. But I was like, it's too significant, the stereotype around that, and around, a young woman of color, studying law in this industry. I'm definitely going to set myself up to fail, because, okay, yes, I could achieve the grades and get the degree, but how am I going to obtain employment down the track? And that's the one thought that it eventually carried me through my degree. So overall, I think that was the main things that I struggled with internally, about believing myself and focusing and not putting pressure on the grades, but like putting pressure on myself, figuring out how to network, how to be involved with the university, putting my hands up for social activities such as mooting, which is fake mock courts, and joining clubs and society. I made some great friends at uni who are also as ambitious as I was, but also had diverse backgrounds, which also gave another level of motivation. On the other hand, another challenge would be also just, like I said, I'm a very social person. Reflecting back, I don't think I was the brightest, just because I was very active and I very loud and sarcastic, and always a smile on my face. Catch would know. So you can second that. So the second challenge is like, how would other people in my community, how would they perceive me? Like, would they think that I am what's the phrase, reaching higher than I could reach, or aiming higher than I could reach? And those are things that I battled internally, and I never really wanted to let it overcome what I am capable of doing. So instead of just, drowning in my negative thoughts, I just said yes to everything. Like anything that someone said, oh, Malaz, come to this meeting. I was like, yeah, I'm free, I'm gonna come. Or Malaz, sign up for this club or society. I said, yes, let's do it. And my main goal is just to network, and also by networking and also by speaking to multiple people, you become confident. And once I found that confidence in being able to just go out and say yes to everything, then I found the confidence and believe in myself to complete my studies. So those were my main challenges. And of course, there's the other additional ones of, balancing a very demanding degree, also balancing your social life and balancing your home life. You two would relate, because we're both Vietnamese women, we're very cultured. And there's a lot of responsibilities and expectations back at home that we needed to live up to while we were studying. So it's also that additional pressure that's also weighing at the back of your mind as well.
Wow. I'm literally like, even though I've known you for such a long time, like I remember when you finally decided to actually do your law degree, and I was just like, oh my God, because throughout the whole of high school, when you were able to finally do legal studies, you were always just like so excited, but yet there was always just that I guess negative thoughts in the back of your mind, thinking you're not good enough just because you are a loud person or you are outgoing more than what the society expects you to be. And I'm just so like, I think one of the reasons we have you here is just because it's like, oh my God, like he did it. But I really liked all the challenges that you've said that you faced as well. But what was the turning point for you? Like, when did you finally say that, okay, yes, I have doubt in myself. Okay, yes, the community might not think that I'm capable of this, or people in general who know me as Malaz that is so outgoing don't think that I can actually do this. Like, when did you finally say, you know what, I can do it?
I don't think I could even pinpoint a moment, because even when I graduated, and then it was, the applying for a job process and getting in the field, like I think my turning point for me personally, because I'm a little bit harsh on myself, was starting in that title, the lawyer title. That's when I was like, okay, I get it. But then, all of my small accomplishments, because with a law degree, there's the bachelor's, and then you have to do a graduate diploma, and then you have to go through the board of admission. So it's like there's little steps during the whole process that you have to achieve in. Although I tried to celebrate, I was surrounded by people who reminded me, like, each small accomplishment is big because you're getting closer and closer to your goal. But throughout uni, I guess, it's about humility. Like, every unit you pass, you're grateful. You're like, oh my God, thank God I did it. And there's some units that are very dreadful, and a lot of units were mandatory. So your heart isn't in it, but it's the essentials. You have to learn the foundations of law. And so I think even through uni and passing the small units also pushed me further. I'm like, okay, I could do this. Just each pass. I don't need a HD. I don't need an A+. I just need a pass, and I'm gonna get through it. No one's gonna see my report unless the employer sees it. And if I get a really bad report, I get an interview, then hopefully my personality and my ambition and my ability to talk to people will overcome that. So it's always a balance. It's not always about the grades, and that's something I reminded myself. And I guess another things that made me feel like I could do it is because I've always kept myself busy. Like I balanced my studies with other things that were going on, which was either employment, community engagement, whatever it is. I just make sure that my plate was mixed up, so that way I don't focus too much on what I like. It's good to have that focus and that drive, but also if you drown yourself in it 100%, then the smallest things would tear you down. But if you balance your life with different things, then the small 50% of a grade wouldn't be the end of the world, because you still passed and you're still achieving other things in life as well.
And I really love how you've sort of gone into like balancing your life as well with other things.
I really loved how you basically mentioned the importance of choosing your environment, and choosing the people you surround yourself with, and just being able to listen to your deeper inner thought, to say to yourself, you know what, I can do this. Yes, I have fears, but I can overcome them. You know what I mean? Like, I really loved how you elaborated on that. You answered it just so perfectly, because I know a lot of people go through challenges and then they say, you know what, I can't do this. Why am I pushing myself so hard? But you coming here, after years of saying, I can't do this, having all these doubtful thoughts, you say, you know what, no. You had that moment of a flicking light, and you're just like, you know what, this is the moment that I have to go and get this.
100%. And you know what, we're all human at the end of the day, and we all sometimes we don't have motivation. Like the next day you may wake up and be like, I can't do it. And that's fine. You can have a mental break. You can put your life on pause. You can pick up the next day, sure, with more responsibilities. But it's about also recognizing when, your life is just so full on, it's so impacted, and you need to pay attention to when you're to your mental health as well. When you feel like, okay, I'm being too negative at the moment, I have no motivation at the moment, what's best for me? Should I keep pushing? Would I achieve the best outcome if I keep pushing in this mental state, or should I just give myself a break for a day or two and then refresh? Or not even a break, like take yourself out, go get your fancy coffee. Oh, that's how I go through uni, by the way. But take yourself out, go take yourself to lunch, and just, not everything has to be so serious. Although we're very ambitious, you have to enjoy life alongside it as well. So that was very important, very important.
I really, really love that. Like, people don't understand how important it is to listen to your body, to listen to your mind. When your mind and body says, I am sorry, I am done, you really, truly need to listen to it and say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to pause. I need to pause. I need to go do what I need to do, or whatever it is that makes me recharge, to recharge my mind, my body, just reboost myself, basically, So yes, it's so essential. It's so essential to listen to your mind, and when your body is enough.
I think if there was someone that we could say that is really good at balancing their social and professional life, I think I would say you're one of those people. So as a young person who is, of course, doing what already working within their careers, and you still look like you have a good balance between your social and professional life. So how do you do that? How do you have balance between those, or how do you balance them?
Oh gosh, you just can't take life too serious, honestly. Like you need to enjoy the finer things in life, whether it's just catching up for a coffee with a friend once a week, or celebrating birthdays, celebrating small achievements, etc. You just have to remind yourself that at the end of the day, even though you're working towards something, you're still living life. You're still young, you're still privileged to be in this world, and it's a celebration every day. So whether you go for a walk, whether you call someone, you take a break. For me, I am a very social person. I don't like studying in the library. I like studying at a coffee shop. You and I used to do it a few times when we were in high school. I love catching up with people, eating whatever it is, and throughout work, throughout uni, I always found a way to work alongside it. Also, pay attention to your schedule. So if you know what you're doing, Monday to Friday, then figure out how you can take yourself out Saturday and Sunday. Have a self-care day. I personally have a nothingness day, a day of nothing, where I literally, my schedule's empty. I'll wake up whatever time it is, and I just decide to do what I want to do. If I want to go for a walk, get a coffee, if I want to catch up with someone, it's literally a day of nothingness. And that's something that I've lived with, or I guess practiced, since high school. So even when I started working in high school, like if I wanted to take a break or just wanted to shut down, then I'll just clean my schedule one day of the week, whatever it is, and just have a day of nothingness. And it's so refreshing. And it also plays a major role in balancing your social and your work life. The other thing as well is it's just mainly just remembering that to enjoy the process, trust the process, and believe in yourself. Because I guess part of believing in yourself is to allow yourself to enjoy life while you're doing what you need to do. Another thing is obviously your social environment. Your friends understand what's on your plate. People understand. So days where you can't make it to things, Don't put pressure on yourself to meet up the social requirements, because at the end of the day, you do have your own ambitions and your own plan. Everyone has their own pathway. So even knowing that people understand what's on your plate also helps you balance your social life as well.
I love that. I love everything you've just said, especially the fact that, of course, you were very conscious of being able to put time away and day of nothingness. I like that, actually.
I love that. That's something I need to start practicing. I love it.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Just having a day of nothingness, and also at the same time putting those boundaries where you let your friends know, like you just said, that this is what you're doing. Just make your schedule something that is obvious to your surroundings, so that they're not expecting you to be at places when you know that you have these other commitments that you have to do as well. That's amazing, Malaz.
Yeah. It's really good to know, because I am sure people out there who are going to be obviously listening to this content, they probably work like 2 jobs, you know, and then they have a family that they need to raise, or you need to pursue, or a high school, and they're just like they're drowning in this. This is great, because this is how people can come to a what do you call it, understanding that, you know, sometimes you just have to give yourself like the day of nothingness, as Malaz have mentioned, right? A day of nothingness where you can just go and just be wild and do whatever it is that makes you happy, and just, you know, have that moment to yourself, you know, where you do whatever you want to do without having to feel the pressure of schedule, you know what I mean?
Mental health has been such a prominent part of our lives, especially due to COVID. And prior to that, it did exist, but I guess we didn't really pay too much attention into it as we are right now during COVID. So what are some things on your self-care bucket list that you could give us, like some tips basically?
Yeah, I feel like
the things you basically did to like keep your sanity, because
I don't even know what I'm saying right now. So I honestly, self-care, I feel like anything that makes you happy falls under that bucket. Honestly, like, you know, if a pizza makes you happy, freaking go get that pizza.
Are you promoting that here?
And then go for a walk after. Anything you add on, you can always lose. No. But honestly, yeah, anything that makes you happy honestly falls under the self-care bucket. And everyone is so diverse. Everyone has their different go-tos. With me, I don't even have a one go-to. I'm the type of person who does tend to get bored of repetitiveness. So, you know, one week I would say, or one day I would say, oh, I'm going to read a book. And then the next day I get bored of that chapter. So I'm like, I'd rather go outside and go for a walk and enjoy the sunlight. Or other days I'm lazy. I don't want to go for a walk. So I just sit in the sun in the balcony. But I guess self-care is just, it's just doing the things that make you calm, make you relaxed, allow you to reflect, whether it's taking a bath, whether it's going out for coffee with a friend. I know with COVID, there's some limits to that. So let's add the word virtual, going out to a virtual coffee with a friend. And it's just allowing yourself time to do that. That's the main thing, because we always speak about self-care, the different needs and the different things we do to look after ourselves, but we never really think about the time we give ourselves to do that. And that's just the main thing. And self-care is also spending time by yourself. And when you're alone, you do the most reflection. You can cry, you can be calm, you can laugh at yourself in the mirror. Whatever it is, you're letting it out. You're releasing some kind of energy, which allows you to carry on the next day. So especially in COVID, you know, I certainly had my ups and downs. I've had some days where I woke up completely flat, no motivation. And I had my days where I woke up completely overwhelmed and I had so much to do. And I'm just an energy bunny. And at the end of the day, I feel like I didn't get anything done because there's so much to do. And at the end of the day, like that, I like, there's no bathtub in my apartment. So I go in the shower and just stand under the hot water. I feel like the steam from the hot water it's a release for me. It allows me to my body to just relax and calm. And then other days, I like the sunlight. So sunny days, the sun is my season. So when it's a beautiful day outside, it honestly determines my mood. I sit outside, I work outside, and when I finish early, I go for a walk. I go, I call friends, whatever it is. That helps me get through the day. And honestly, the days pass by a lot, especially during lockdown. If you try and mix it up a bit. So it's not about doing yoga. It's just an example. It's not about doing yoga every day for self-care, because sometimes it's just repetitive. It's about doing yoga Monday, going for a walk Tuesday, calling your best friend Wednesday, whatever it is. It's just figuring out what makes you happy, what works with you personally, and applying that and giving yourself the time to do that.
And I really love how you mentioned the fact that like spending just time by yourself, just with you, having that alone moment, because when you're alone is indeed where you reflect, you let out whatever is bothering you and just think about whatever you want to do next, like set goals, think about plans, think about ideas. Like I don't think people understand how much of an impact just having an alone time has on the overall feeling or on their overall achievements in life. You know what I mean? So it's an amazing thing. Yeah. What advice would you give youth who are interested in pursuing the same career as you?
Gosh, that's another loaded question. First of all, feel free to reach out. I love to chat. It's very I guess overlooked. There's so many people in our community, so many people from just the African community that are pursuing that pathway. So we do have a small network. And one thing that did help me is the fact that I was able to connect with so many people who are studying the same thing and are from the same background or the same, country. But I think one advice I could give young people who are interested in pursuing the same pathway is the fact that you just have to network. Don't put pressure on yourself on your grades. Of course, grades are important, but ultimately it's also about other abilities and abilities to work with diverse people, abilities to speak to different people. And if you speak to many people as you can, you gain confidence, which opens more doors for you. Speaking of doors, always leave that door open. Just say yes, enjoy the process. I think I had a great time at uni, although it was such a struggle, but I enjoyed it because now I'm in the field and I love it. And just being able to enjoy it day by day, or finding something to enjoy about it, reminding yourself of your purpose, why you chose to pursue that pathway, will get you through. So, and yeah, at the end of the day, just we're all trying to make it. We've all started from somewhere and heading towards the pathway, and we're all on our own journey, but collectively we're all on a journey together. So just remind yourself of that, and just enjoy it. It's gonna work out.
Thank you for that advice. I'm sure a lot of young people out there, particularly listening to this, they're gonna love this, and I love how you are stretching out your hands, to help whoever is, whoever needs advice, basically, especially because it's really tough choosing a career, not a career, more like a study pathway where they can study something knowing that they have a career waiting at the end, So yeah, thank you for that advice.
Yeah, I really loved everything that you've been able to come here, Malaz, and just share with us, because I think that your story is so relatable to so many people, especially young people. And the fact that you've been able to just go through the whole notion of like thinking you want to do something else, but then realizing that, okay, I'm actually capable of doing what I love to do. I think it's really powerful how you were able to realize it earlier on than, I guess, going through with a hospitality degree until like the end of it, and then realizing that, wait, I don't really like to do hospitality. But I hope that a lot of young people watch this and are able to reach out to you if they're interested in pursuing the same career path as you, because I know you're very open to like helping people. And I love that you're already actually offering to be like a mentor to those young ones out there that would like to get into this pathway but might not have the confidence to. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been a pleasure having you here and just you discussing and sharing with us your journey.
Thank you so much for coming once again. We appreciate you. Wish you nothing but the absolute best, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You beautiful queen. You deserve it. What you have achieved. Don't stop here. Pursue. Go get whatever it is that you think you want, you know? Go get whatever it is that you truly want. Whether it is further studies, whether it is to step up from the current position to the next position, you can do this. Don't ever tell yourself, oh no, I can't do this, because that's what your mind is going to be listening to. Tell yourself, it's okay. This is nothing. This is cup of tea. I can smash this. If I can smash my law school and get my damn degree, I can smash this too. Thank you once again, Kings and Queens. Again, this is Dorothy and Ketch. Thank you for joining us today, this week, in fact. We're just pleased to have you back. And to all our newcomers, welcome to Elevating Africans. Welcome to the family. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment on our content so that we can come up with more contents for you. Also, if you have any suggestion or anyone in mind that you think you want to listen from, please do leave the name in the comment section, and we will absolutely get back to you. And trust us, we will bring that person to you. So thank you so much for joining us this week, and have a lovely week ahead. Bye, Kings and Queens.
Bye, Kings and Queens.